What if BLISSEY was in Gen 1 OU? Now, hot take everyone, you might not believe me when I say this, but I think BLISSEY might be good in Gen 1 OU. One might even say it would be great, but I don't know for sure. It's just bigger chancy, but maybe it would be. You guys got to let me know in the comments. So, I feel like I don't even really need to explain this one that much. It's just a superior version of the Chansey. But unlike Rhyperior, which I did yesterday, which would definitely make a big deal, especially if it had Rock Wrecker. Although even without Rock Wrecker, it would still create a huge, domino effect. And a lot of different matchups, suddenly would go in, Rhyperior's favor. Like, Blizzard, only being a 3 KO instead of a 2 KO with Tauros. Same with Alakazam Psychic, etc. Now for BLISSEY, maybe it's just because of Showdown being weird. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure most of the calcs aren't that much different. I'm pretty sure they added defense BLISSEY gets isn't actually what's it called? Enough to where you can survive entire no damage ranges. I'm pretty sure Tauros' body slam does relatively the same. Though it could be because of just the command I put for Showdown just not working. Because one of my viewers tried showing me a command you can use for Showdown, where it puts it in 1.1 Gen 1 custom games. It does item clause, evasion clause, freeze clause, etc. But when I did it, and you'll see with the calcs here, or not these ones, not the regional replays I did, but when I tried doing it, at least for Tauros, it seemed like Body Slam was doing relatively the same. So maybe someone could just let me know if it actually does or not. Either way though, it doesn't really make a difference, because even if BLISSEY only takes some more damage to Chansey, and even if, worst case scenario, BLISSEY only has a 75 special, which it wouldn't, it would absolutely make a huge difference. And not like in Rhydon Rhyperior case, where there's no reason, to use Rhydon at all. Oh, by the way, another thing I will correct is that I was talking about yesterday how maybe Rhydon would either struggle in underuse or dominate. But a lot of you informed me that he actually has been in underuse before in Pokemon Perfect, back when Golem was preferred to Rhydon. And he was terrifying there, but he wasn't never ban-worthy, at least from what I know, even when Hypno was in this tier. So there's a bit of a correction from yesterday's video. Rhydon would just go to underuse, and you would definitely see a lot of changes, but that's pretty much it. But would you see that for Chansey? Would Chansey go to underuse because BLISSEY is superior? Absolutely not. There was no chance in hell of that. I think this might be the first time ever where something like this would ever happen, not counting Wobbuffet and Wynot or Dugtrio and Diglett getting banned. But I think there's no doubt in my mind that if BLISSEY was in Gen 1 OU, there would be absolutely no reason why you wouldn't use both BLISSEY and Chansey. Species clause exists for a reason. And if you could use basically just 2 Chanseys, that is huge. And that's literally what you would be doing here. You can have both of them have the same set just to make things more consistent. Or maybe you can have Bolt Beam Chansey, and then you can have Sing, Thunder Wave, BLISSEY. It does not matter what you have, because both of them can do anything they want, or they can do whatever the other one isn't doing. So overall, I'm not even gonna say this is boring, because maybe in some ways it is, but also I think it would be a lot of fun just to think about how much of a difference this would make. if you can have like just 2 Chanseys basically. Because one thing's for sure, even with, Psychic having a 30% special drop, this would be a massive blow to Psychic types as a whole. Because now, along with just having other Psychics versus Psychic, you're gonna switch between your Chansey and Blissey. If your Alakazam gets a critical hit and a special drop on Chansey, just switch to Blissey, or just keep switching between them until the Alakazam loses power points, or you just keep healing up with Soft Boiled. I don't know if this would happen or not. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I think like this might be a buff to fighting types too. Maybe not a big one. Like definitely no like fighting types rise to OU. But I do think that this would help them a little bit. Because now, for gimmick Pokemon, like let's say a Poliwrath, or you're using a bad set with just Paralysis and Low Kick Machamp, fighting types become a lot more valuable. Because since there's no reason to not use both Chansey and Blissey, that means that you're running 4, normal types. But Blissey and Chansey both have low defense. Granted though, Submission is still a god-awful move, and you're not surviving 2 submissions on a Chansey and a Blissey. Like, I'm just telling you that right now. You're just going to take way too much recoil. But it's still worth to think about. And even if, like, those two, or at least fighting types, don't, make it, I do think as a whole, you probably will be seeing a lot more physical attackers. Like, I think Amnesia Snorlax probably, like, you'd still see it, but I think almost all physical Snorlaxes would be better. In fact, I can see Self-Destruct Snorlax being a lot popular, or I'm gonna see more Explosion Pokemon being more popular in general. Because these Pokemon really are just so bulky, so just having an easy solution like that could potentially work. I do wonder how Ubers would change, because I know Light Screen Chansey is really annoying to Mewtwo, and I think a Light Screen Chansey and Blissey could potentially still be annoying. But at the same time, if one of them gets a Light Screen up, the second one will probably have to deal with a Max Special Mewtwo. So, probably not worth it. Well, not that it's not worth it, it's just that like whenever one of them eventually gets killed by special drops, the other one have to face a full special Mewtwo, so you probably won't have enough time to go for Light Screen. So I really don't know. Like for this one in particular, you guys are really gonna have to let me like know in the comments what you think, both for OU and Ubers, because there truly is a lot to talk about. Even though it just seems like it would basically just be just better Chansey. But no, I think this would be like maybe even a bigger change than when we realized that Body Slam doesn't paralyze normal types. Just it's so simple. But so many Pokemon I just can't think about. Like, how many Pokemon currently in OU would struggle just if you have to deal with 2 Chanseys? Like, I'm trying to think here. Like, how much would a Pokemon like Starmie suffer? Or what about like Executor, where you could put one Chansey to sleep, but then you have like another one in the back, basically. And it's not like Executor are gonna just explode, or Double Edge, because even if you kill one of them, you still have another one. So I just don't know how much team building would change. Which Pokemon would rise, which would fall. I also feel like maybe like Persian can become a lot better in OU, just because having a second Tauros could be really useful against Chansey and Blissey. Not to mention with just more normal types in general. I would actually imagine that would mean that there would be less like body slams being spammed, because now you have less Pokemon that can, just take it. Like Rhydon. I think Rhydon very well might have a new moveset, where it's something like Earthquake, Rock Slide, Substitute, like they usually do. But maybe even Leer? Which I know sounds crazy, but I feel like lower defense, or anything that can help take on these giants, would absolutely be worth considering. Not to mention, in a meta where there's, way more normal types around, you don't really need official paralysis, because you're unfortunately just probably not going to get it. Even like Chansey and Blissey, I imagine, don't really care that much about Rhydon's body slam. So go for a Leer. lower the defense, do even more damage with Earthquake. And then, like, who knows? Like, let's actually, like, put this back into OU for a second. Like, how many other Pokemon would have potentially good matchups or niches? Like, I imagine Lapras would really struggle. Jinx probably does, but still a really good sleep setter. There's just so much to think about. And I wish I could, like, spend an entire video just analyzing just how much the meta would change and how much of, like, a butterfly effect this would cause. But we unfortunately don't have the time. So I'm just going to show you some replays. I only have, like, 3. So, like, I guess just like with yesterday's, I don't think there's a big need to really show. Like, because for the most part, you already know how Chansey does against most of the Pokemon in OU. But you can also, like, see firsthand, like, just how big of a deal, or just how strong just 2 Chanseys basically would be together. And also, see what I mean there? Like, that, like, body slam did 37, and I believe against Chansey, it did 36. Which that really doesn't sound right to me. I feel like it shouldn't be doing that. But maybe I'm wrong. You guys let me know what you think. And you guys can just give me the actual calcs if you want. If like it does end up being like super wrong. Another one here. Chansey gets a special drop. Which normally is pretty annoying. But then you can just switch. And then what else do you do? And even like a crit. Like you saw there. Like even like a crit. Like BLISSEY like tanked pretty well, in all honesty. So just make, maybe I should put like Ice Beam on this Rhydon just to prove a point. But like, maybe that's another case where like, it's not working because I don't feel like Earthquake should have done exactly the same. In fact, Chansey has a little bit more HP, which does not seem right. Also, I guess I never really brought up, like, BLISSEY's base stats in the first place. Which, for the most part, like, the only thing that I forgot to mention is just the fact that, it has, like, 5 more speed. Which isn't a big deal, but it does mean you have a speed tie with Executor. So you ever so slightly have I would say your matchup's, like, 1% better. Which does not change much, but it'll be relevant sometimes. So overall, BLISSEY, it would definitely cause a lot. It might change a lot. It would be amazing. But I don't have as much to talk about with other videos. However, I did feel like this would be a cool one to go over. Just because, like, some people did bring it up. And both with this video and Rhyperior, I never thought I would actually do it. But I'm getting close to 100, what if Pokemon videos. This is actually my 99th. Which I never thought I would make it this far in just 5 months. And by the way, in just 5 months, I've already made it to almost 600 subscribers. So, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, I would actually really appreciate if you did. If I can get to 600 subscribers before, like, before January, or even before, like, December, that would be, like, crazy. I'm not sure if it can be done or not, but maybe. And if you're not sure if you're subscribed, or if you think you're subscribed, but you're just, like, wrong, just check right now. Like, really, like, you have nothing to lose just from checking. And thank y'all for watching. Now, normally I don't tell you what the next Pokemon's gonna be. But I've already been sort of hinting towards it. So what the heck, I'll have you guys, like, see what tomorrow's video is gonna be. What will be the celebration for 100 videos? So I just have a question to ask you guys. Which do you think will be better in Gen 1 OU? Mega Mewtwo X or Mega Mewtwo Y? I look forward to seeing you guys argue about this in the comments. Or have all of you guys collectively agree that one of them would be, like, way more better than the other. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And I can't wait for tomorrow's video. But until then, this is Groundback. And I look forward to hearing from you. And thank you. And by the way, also join the Discord server. That would also be pretty nice.